What the hell are you doing with yourself, sitting there like a broken shell, lifeless and empty? Seriously, take a good look at who you've become. Is this what you call strength? Is this what you call resilience? There you are, stuck in your own misery, acting like the world owes you something. Let me be clear, nobody owes you anything. Not the world, not your family, not even the air you breathe. You act like you've suffered more than anyone else, as if your pain is unique. Guess what? Everyone has their own scars. Some of them are deeper, harder, and more painful than yours. So stop with the self-pity. You think you're the only one who's been betrayed, hurt, or left behind. Wake up. Life doesn't stop for the weak. It grinds them into dust and moves on without a second thought. You're sitting here mourning battles lost, blood spilled. But those battles weren't even yours to fight. You dropped your sword, your shield, your willpower the moment things got difficult. You let life knock you down, and now you're sulking because no one apologized. That's pathetic. Do you even know what real pain feels like? Because you don't. Not the way I see it. Pain isn't sitting there crying about your mistakes. Pain is clawing your way out of darkness, bleeding, screaming, and still pushing forward when all you see is nothingness. Pain is standing tall, alone, knowing no one's coming to save you, yet still choosing to fight. That's real pain. That's life. And you haven't even started to understand it. So you want to talk about suffering? Let's talk about it. Stop hiding behind excuses and lies you tell yourself to get by. We've all been hurt, who hasn't? But what you've done with that pain is your responsibility. You've allowed it to consume you, define you. You wear it like a badge, but it's not a symbol of strength. It's a chain, a heavy, rusted chain that drags you down, and you're the one holding onto it. You think life is unfair. It is. But it's also unbiased. It doesn't play favorites. It doesn't care who's strong or weak, innocent or guilty. It crushes everyone the same. The difference lies in how you react. Do you let it break you? Or do you rise? Do you allow it to destroy you, or do you use it to shape yourself into something unstoppable? Right now, I see a broken tool, worthless, dull, forgotten. Let me tell you something about endings. Do you think this is the end? Do you really believe it's all over? That's the lie you've been telling yourself, isn't it? It's finished, I've got nothing left. But you do. You have more within you than you realize, but you'll never see it as long as you're drowning in self-loathing. You've convinced yourself you're a victim, that the world owes you something. Let me be clear, the world owes you nothing, no sympathy, no fairness, no second chances. Second chances aren't handed to you. They're seized, ripped from the grasp of fate, clawed from the jaws of despair. And if you don't have the courage to do that, then you don't deserve one. It's that simple. You either fight, or you fade. You either rise, or you rot. There is no middle ground. I've seen warriors stand against impossible odds, bleeding, breaking, burning. And you know what makes the difference between those who rise and those who fall? It's not strength. It's not talent. It's willpower, pure, relentless, unwavering will. The kind of will that refuses to bend, refuses to break, refuses to die. And you don't have it yet. But you could. If you stopped standing in your own way. You need to decide right now what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be the coward who gave up, or the warrior who kept fighting? Do you want to be the one who fell, or the one who rose from the ashes? Because believe me, people are watching. Some hope you'll fail, others hope you'll succeed. But in the end, it doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what you do. The world doesn't need another sad story. It doesn't need another victim. It needs warriors. It needs fighters. It needs people who can stand up and say, "I'm not done yet." And guess what? You're not done. Not by a long shot. There are battles still to fight, wars still to win. But none of that will happen if you don't get up and take action. So here's the choice: you can sit there and let the darkness swallow you, or you can rise and fight back. You can let your pain define who you are, or you can use it to fuel a fire that no one can put out. The choice is yours. But understand this: every second you waste feeling sorry for yourself is a second lost. And you don't have that kind of time. None of us do. This is not the end. Not even close. It's just the beginning. The beginning of something difficult, something painful, something extraordinary. But only if you're willing to fight for it. Only if you're willing to bleed for it. So what will you do? Will you rise, or will you fade away? Time is ticking, and the world won't wait for you. The clock is running. You're still here, aren't you? Still breathing, still alive. That means you've got something left to give. Something the world hasn't taken from you yet. But don't fool yourself into thinking that's enough. Just being alive isn't living. It's not fighting. It's not thriving. Right now, you're just existing. Do you really think that's all you're meant to be? Just another face in the crowd, just another forgotten soul. If that's all you want, fine. Stay where you are. Keep waiting for someone to save you. But trust me, no one is coming. You want change. Be the change. You want freedom. Earn it. Fight for it. Don't sit around hoping for a miracle. Hope is for the weak. Real warriors don't hope. They act. They take. They conquer. So, are you ready for that? Because if not, stay down, stay small, stay forgotten. But don't come crying about it later. Look at me, and tell me you're okay with being nothing. Tell me you're okay with being a failure, a waste. Say it out loud, and maybe I'll leave you alone. But I know you won't. Deep down, you know you can't accept it. You hate the idea of it. And that hatred, that's your spark. That's the fire waiting to burn through everything holding you back. But you've been putting it out with excuses, fear, and weakness. You've been dousing that flame that could burn brighter than anything you've ever known. Why are you doing this to yourself? Are you afraid of the pain? Are you afraid of failing? Let me tell you something: pain is inevitable. You can't outrun it. You can't escape it. The only thing you can do is face it. Let it shape you, harden you, turn you into something unbreakable. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. It's ruthless, it's unforgiving, but it's honest. It shows you who you really are. And right now, it's giving you a choice. Do you know what true power is? It's not strength. It's not speed. It's not some supernatural gift. Power is control, control over your actions, your emotions, your decisions. Control over the chaos threatening to consume you. And right now, you have none of that. You've let fear, doubt, and your past control you, and you wonder why you're stuck. It's because you've given up your power. You've handed it over to your pain, to your failures, and now it's dragging you down. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can take it back. You can reclaim your power. But it won't be easy. It won't be quick. It will hurt. It will tear you down. But in the end, you'll be stronger. You'll be unstoppable. And isn't that worth fighting for? Isn't it worth all the blood, sweat, and tears? Because if not, then you might as well quit now. Let the world win. Let your pain win. But don't call yourself a warrior. Want to talk about endings? Fine. Every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. Every loss is a lesson. Every failure is an opportunity. And you've been treating yours like a death sentence. But you have a choice. A real choice. Do you let it destroy you, or do you rise? The choice is yours. Make it count.